Alright, so here's my garage. And here's my friends. We bought this house 5 years ago almost. And all my work went into new construction. Well, over there. So that place being brand new, I just did it's just perfect inside. So this has not gotten a lot of love and attention. When I came, I didn't take really a lot of video, but this was a wall, and they had kind of made it into like a bootleg apartment. There was a window and a door, and this was walled in. And then this was carpet. That's why they put this kind of cheesy baseboard molding up. This has been textured. There's a ceiling fan here. They put in a bathroom. I'm sure they probably put the plumbing in when they built the house, but just kind of a janky living space over here. A janky 1 bedroom, just barely livable. I believe, and the living space was kind of torn out by the time I got here. I believe some of this like dead plate here was maybe for a cooktop, and they had phone out here, so they had just just technically a 1 bedroom, 1 bath apartment. I don't want that. So that's out. Actually, the previous owners, that was 2 owners ago, like probably about 15 years ago. And the previous owners busted out this wall right here. That's why it's like framed up with pine. And they ripped some of the kitchen cabinets out of the house when they remodeled it, and they had cabinets here and cabinets here and cabinets here and cabinets here and cabinets here, and they were all oak, torn up, had gotten wet, rough cabinets. And we live in a pretty country area, as you could tell just a little bit out the window. Mice were in here. There was very poor garage door seal, which I've actually replaced these doors with nice insulated ones, but the mice again chewed through the little rubber seal. So I basically got it mouse proof. I've been garage redo continued. I haven't really got to pressure wash this floor. It took a long time to get the shelving down and get stuff set up, and I kind of rebuilt these shelves. I'm gonna keep those. But the point I really want to show here is, I'm gonna show you this product. Second time I've used it. I used it out at the shop too. This high mod, 32 high mod LPL from Sicadur. Let me show you what that is exactly. There's 2 parts. You mix the 2 together and then spread it. I found the last time I spread it out there, I really made a mess. I used a metal putty knife this time, and I think it turned out a lot better. Now these are looking a little bit low, but if I let them dry a day and I come through and maybe scuff them up or maybe just reapply, I'll have to read the instructions. I'll get them perfect. So this is for the concrete repair. So I didn't make a big, huge project of this, but like here, I don't know what happened. I don't know, maybe years ago they did a little concrete patch or something. It's a little low, so this really gets it level and smooths it out. Now I just noticed something, that little drip right there and that little blob right there. I'm gonna wipe those up, because I found this stuff, when it gets hard, it's actually pretty hard to grind. So because they had that janky apartment built in, there were all these they just used concrete nails, bang concrete nails down when they did the framing. Same, so those are all framing holes, and then all around the perimeter they had carpet nail strips. So I'm not going crazy, but these little defects I can go through and drastically improve, so that way when they come do the epoxy, it won't be, the epoxy is going to turn out good. I just want it to turn out good. So this stuff's normally used for cracks, and I did have just this little bit of a crack. I'm not sweating that. The epoxy is going to fill that, but right here it had opened up. So just spread that stuff out. Like I said, I'm gonna wipe those couple spots up. It's nasty though. Definitely gonna need to wear gloves, but just for that little spot. I'm gonna come through. It's a big time saver, so I'm happy with how I've got it applied. But if I wipe this, it takes a second, and if I grind it, it takes a minute. So it's a savings of 59 seconds. So looking decent. And with that, to be continued. Just degreased and pressure washed the heck out of this garage. This one's needs a little love. You can see the oil spots. I over and over simple green and scrubbing best I could get. So the concrete grinder is gonna have to take the rest of that out. But at least I got all the little dirty, yucky corners and all that type of stuff. That crack, this edge, because they did a curb, a two-part pour where they did the curb first and then they did the floor second. So there's, a little channel on each end. Got it real cleaned and really degreased. And then definitely this was a battery. Battery acid leaked out. A lot of pitting there. Epoxy will fill that. And then I think there's a smaller one. There's a smaller battery around. It's just funny how this stuff comes out so much stronger when the whole thing's been pressure washed. So on to the next steps. Quick little thing I noticed. So right here, mice chew and get their way in. Right here there was a hole that actually went between the curb of the the concrete and up into the framing. I noticed there was a few of those right by the door. So I just went ahead and I used the Great Stuff foam. I just totally filled those. So a little bit outside of the whole redo the garage thing, but I'd be crazy not to take care of that, because one thing I'm trying to do is just make this a super clean space. And I know that I had definitely been getting mice in. When we first came, there were mice everywhere. And I pretty much got it under control except in here. And so I'm going to fix that seal. And then with that all done, I'm also going to have to do a little work here. I don't really know why, if it was sloppy drywall or what, but this drywall should be over another couple inches. So I'm going to get some strips, add some drywall there so it goes right up to, more like this little framing. I forget what they call that for the stucco, the edge metal or whatever. So I'm going to bump the drywall up to there, more like here. Like this is pretty clean. And this is super sloppy. So I'm going to fix that up too. Well, it keeps getting messier in here, but I want to show you anyway. So new panel in. I did have to open it up quite a bit. I did have to patch it in. I put, this is a 50 amp electric vehicle charger. I'm going to stub these two 30 amp circuits out, so one can eventually go up and over to the hot water heater that I want to change to an electric hybrid heat pump style, and then one can drop down and over and punch through the wall, because my dryer's right on the other side of that. Both of those appliances are on propane. But my solar system, is making a lot. So after a year, I'm pretty sure that I'll find that I'm overproducing. So at which point it would make a lot of sense to get rid of the propane. So mainly, I just want to do this now so that way I don't have to bust holes in this drywall that I'm getting ready to paint. So I've done a lot of the patchwork, a lot of stuff down on the bottom, but I am going to add a baseboard molding so it doesn't have to be perfect. I bought this whole full-size sheet, and I ripped just the corner, just the edge off of it so I could get a nice edge here. As you can see, that's the finished edge. And I just put in a 2-inch strip, top to bottom. No more yucky holes and mouse holes and all that crap. Same on both sides. So I just did the 40-minute hot mud. So it's just starting to get a little firmed up right now. So I got to come through and sand a lot of stuff. And I got to get my butt rolling because I got a lot of stuff to prime. I got to prime the shelves, prime this. First I got to sand all the patches. And there is so many. This place was they're just holes and stuff punched everywhere. And so it's taking a little time. But I got a paint sprayer. I'm going to paint tonight. It's Saturday. I had to paint tonight because I'm going to be working on the floor with the crew tomorrow, Sunday. So that way any of the overspray that gets on the floor, we're going to be running grinders and grind this whole floor and lay the epoxy tomorrow. So I need to really get the paint out of the way, so I'm not trying to mask this floor perfectly. I'm going to knock it out before we do the grinding. So and I zip tied up the fiber optic cable that was kind of sloppy here. So I'm going to paint all that. I'm just blasting it all white. And yeah, time to get rolling here. All right, just shut myself in here. Looks terrible, doesn't it? But it's time to party. So shooting primer first on everything bare. I'm not going to prime the whole place because it's already been painted, most of it, but all the bare wood I'm going to shoot primer, and then I'm going to change over to the paint and just start blasting everything. So rental sprayer, 70 bucks a day. Let's see what we can do. A little streaky because it's still wet, but it is white in here now. A lot of white. Ended up doing 12 gallons. So I had got more than enough paint left over. It didn't take as much as I thought. Pretty good. It's been a busy morning, and I didn't do a great job of taping. We're slamming, and I had a little crew came in, and they knocked out all the grinding, cleaned it up, did the epoxy, and threw the chips, which I did show how to do that in another video. But there's, peeking through the side window, what you could see. Let's check from the other window. Alright, so I'm sneaking up to the bathroom window, which they shut, which is, it's alright, but I'm gonna creep it open here. So, here's with no screen. Hard to get to focus. So, there it is. Now this stuff, and I got stuff, the doors are just barely up so they don't touch, and I just got cardboard and stuff barricaded so nothing come in and out. So this epoxy's still wet. The chips are gonna basically stick in the epoxy, and then tomorrow they're gonna come back and bring the same crew, and they'll sweep and blow all the extra chips and get it all clean, and then they're gonna clear this whole thing, and then it'll again sit at least 24 plus hours. Then it'll be sweet. And then I'll see what it really looks like from the front side. I've got the door to the house closed and actually all the seams taped because this stuff's pretty strong smelling. We'll do just a quick look around here. Floor looks good. It's been 24 hours since they finished. And, so I can walk around on this. These chips are crunchy and moving. I'm gonna blow the excess off. As you can see, I just got this vanity I'm gonna put up. I'm gonna assemble, or I just got this light and I've got this vanity outside. I'm gonna get those assembled, but they're coming back today to do the whole clear sealant, the clear coat over the top. And that's gonna be in about 4 hours. So in 4 hours, I'm gonna assemble that, get that light mounted up, get that vanity assembled, but not installed. And then I'm gonna rework this panel a little bit. I got some breakers because I just want to have everything ready to go for the future expansion. I'll have the 50 amp outlet here for EV charging, and I'm going to add two 30 amp circuits, drop down to these to eventually convert that gas propane hot water heater to a hybrid heat pump, a high efficiency electric, and then I'm going to run one over here and punch that through the electric dryer. I'm not going to do any of that work now except get the panel set, get these breakers installed. So the 50s I'm going to convert to tandems with 20s, so that way I can maximize the space a little better. And then that'll still leave a couple spots if I ever had to add anything. So it'll just be ready. And then whenever whenever I feel like sinking a couple $1,000 into reducing propane usage in these two major appliances, then I'll go for it. Propane's gone up and electricity has gone down, so getting with it here. But everything looks good. Pretty excellent looking, I think. Then I got to do all the lights. Here's the vanity. Needs assembly, obviously. But came with the top. This is a mirror. Here's the cultured marble top. So looks like I gotta set the drain, faucet, everything. I'm gonna pull the faucet out of that one. In fact, I'm a little surprised this doesn't come with a drain. But if it doesn't, again, I'm just trying to do this pretty cheap. I'll reuse that one. No big deal. Plumber's putty, the whole nine. It's all good. And it comes with the knobs for the drawers and doors. So for $200, it's not great quality, but for $200, it's cheap, you know. And I've already got the faucet and stuff, so I'll be into this for $200 and $20 for the light, and that's swapping the old parts over. So cheap, but it'll look good. There's the light on there. Getting there. Here's my crew. You're famous now. You're on the YouTube now. Yeah.
So when we need a mechanic, we come to you?
And yeah, I'll tell you, I don't speak English.
Okay.
Not, if it's something that I think I can do that won't be like, so that's just a quick look at the box. I've got several breakers, you know, these I'm not gonna land right now. This is gonna be for the hot water, and this one is gonna be for the dryer, but I've got nothing put into those right now. I left a spare 40 just in case. There's a couple of extra 15s just in case, but I'm gonna close this baby up and get this project wrapped up. All right, here it is before I pull the cars back in and put a couple more bicycles in here. I think it turned out sweet. You know, for not going crazy trying to do all the perfect, you know, patchwork and everything. That flat white hides a lot of stuff. Looks pretty good. It's clean. I did do the doors in a gloss white, but show you what it looks like with the doors closed and lights on. All right, so, and I want to neaten these wires up a little bit, but these are the LED lights all on. It's extremely bright in here. Much brighter than it used to be, and it seems with the white, you know, the refreshed white walls. I got a little spy right there. She hears me talking. She's concerned. So with the white walls and the gray floor, it really makes it seem a lot bigger, and with the lights, it's a lot brighter. So, you know, for shoot, I'm gonna say a few $1,000. It's a pretty good outcome. I think a lot of it was here. It'll depend on people's individual setups. I redid the bathroom. That was like $200 for that vanity with the mirror. That light was like $30. I swapped the faucet over and the toilet paper holder over. This was like $80 from Amazon. So it's pretty clean. I got the shower rod. Put this up. This was like $20. I think it was less. I think it was $12. Cheap curtain. You know, didn't do a whole lot in here. Just that's pretty much as is, but it's functional. So, and I did want to put those down, but this was, you know, whoever built this bathroom 15, 20 years ago or whatever, this is probably a little low. This thing's at 6 feet. It should probably be maybe 6.5 or a little higher. So if these were to be facing down, they'd be in the view of the mirror. I put this blind up. That was $25 from blinds.com. The medicine cabinet was already there. So you can see it's, you know, this is a clean, respectable bathroom with just a concrete floor that's been epoxied. So I really do like the concrete with the epoxy on it. And then I did a lot of stuff here in the closet, mostly just organizing it, but room for all my luggage, snowboarding stuff, dirt bike stuff, various helmets, a ton of different boots. It's kind of ridiculous. I probably have more motorcycle boots than I have regular boots. Got a good spot to hang the gear. I thought about getting rid of these doors, but the mirror is kind of convenient sometimes. And it does, you know, if I close this up and leave the doors, these garage doors open, at least they'll keep the dust down in here. So plenty of room in here, pretty much like a motorcycle closet. All right. The only next little thing I'll show is with the cars in here. It'd be pretty sweet. And there it is, finished. Plenty of room for the stuff we park in here. I'm gonna put the cover back on that. Little spot for air compressor, hang the hose here in case I gotta do tire pressures. I'm gonna keep this one in here because I like it over here when it's a little less dusty. And this old girl does all the work, but now I got a little easier access to my gear that I hang up and my boots and stuff. And the chain oiler drips a little bit of oil, so I got a little piece of cardboard there. But it's been waiting a long time to finally get this done, like over 4 years. So everything is sweet. Got everything I need: chargers, mops, cleaning supplies, a little shoe rack that I moved from inside. Turned out sweet. Definitely looking good. And we'll call that a completed project.